Bones Beyond Time. A Mage the Ascension campaign. Ari. A-Red. Shay. Diesel. Walter. Galewind. Bones Beyond Time.
Hi, and we are now live. Hi, I'm Kara858, and today we're bringing you episode 3 of Bonds Beyond Time, our Mage the Ascension campaign. As always, we always want to give a huge thank you to the love and support that we have received for this campaign. We have definitely been receiving comments. Our subscribers has definitely been increasing on YouTube, so we're definitely appreciating all the love that you have for our passion project here. And we're definitely excited to be able to tell you this wonderful story. So we're just going to jump right in, introduce our cast, have them say who they are, who they're playing, and any projects that they're working on. And we'll start first, of course, with our wonderful ST, Ree. Ree, you'd like to talk about yourself?
Of course. Hello, everyone. I would greatly suggest following me on the socials at Big Dude Ree, where you can find out all the cool, unique things I'm doing, because I have a rather busy schedule now. So I hope you enjoy. This evening, I get to run these wonderful people through the world of darkness from the perspective of mages, and on occasion, I get to be all the things that go bump in the night, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Wait, I thought vampires were God. What do you mean bump in the night? What is this? What is this madness? So thanks for working our way down. We have the wonderful Melee Damage fam. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and project that you're working on.
Hi there, I'm Melee Damage. Same as Ree. Best just to follow me on the socials. A lot of things come and pop up in random places. Lots of one shots and like cool streams and stuff that I take part in. We just finished a wonderful Sabbat campaign called Milwaukee Bleeds. It was like a 3-shot. I think it's going up on YouTube soon. You should check that out. Every Tuesdays you can catch me over at Hunter's Entertainment Channel. Wednesdays, I believe, I do a thing called Gods of Color here, where Kira is our DM, and it is absolutely amazing. Do check that out if you have not. It is superb. Every Thursday you can find me here, and on Saturdays on occasion I stop by to another wonderful little stream called Lords of Faerun on occasion, and pop in and say what's up. I'm a music artist, so I have lots of music available online. I do acting and film production, so a lot of short films always coming out that you can check out, and I also have a Patreon where I run games and do all kinds of fun stuff like that. Tonight I will be playing Irene, who is Ari, Kira's character's older sister. She's a little bit of a trash goblin. She has a lot of raccoon tendencies, but she watches out for Ari, and she loves her little brother very, very much.
Safe to say that those raccoon tendencies have definitely spread it on to Ari 200%. But 100%. Next, of course, we have the wonderful Sharif Jackson. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
Hey everybody, I'm Sharif, he, him, be playing Galewind True in this session, also he, him, and super excited to see how people, figure out more about this character and his background and what he has to offer in the world of darkness. As far as projects outside of here, so I'm part of Rivals of Waterdeep. We're in our 11th season, so make sure to check that out on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's pretty much it in terms of the live stuff that I'm doing. I did GM a Kids on Bikes campaign called Trouble in Techburg, which just finished up season 2. So make sure to check that out over on Pixel Circus on their socials and stuff. And yeah, there's 11 seasons of Rivals of Waterdeep. So if you want to go delve back into the hundreds of hours that we've done of content, make sure to check that out as well.
I was just about to say you can't even say 6 seasons in the movie because you're already at 11 seasons. So you just need the movie now.
Hey, if the movie comes, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I'm saying? I will not be mad. So.
Make our way down. We have the wonderful Walter. Walter, you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing. Sorry, Michael, who you're playing and the project that you're working on.
Hi, my name is Nosferatu or Michael. I play Walter, the resident curmudgeon conspiracy theorist mage. And I am not currently working on any projects, but I am in talks with some very nice people for some business related to TTRPGs. So mayhaps 3 months from now, something is gonna happen. Also, if you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter on Nosferatu TTRPG. If you, for some reason, would like to talk to me, I'm there. Otherwise, not much.
Wonderful. And of course, we have the fam here, Aki. Aki, you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
Hi, everybody. I am Aki. You can find me over on Twitter at MixGenie in a Bottle. That's MXGINIINABOTTLE. My entire streaming schedule can be found on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ShidareAki. That's SHIDAREAKI. Projects I'm working on. I am currently with Norse Foundry doing a show called Westward Stories, which takes place in the 5e Skin, Bloodlines, and Black Magic. And that's on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Yeah, Friday nights at 6 p.m. And then on Saturdays, once the Halloween season is over, you can catch me back over on Critical Bard's channel playing Let's Get Wildmount. That's on Saturdays at 1:30. And then on Mondays, coming very soon, November, this upcoming Monday, in fact, you can catch me in Star Jam, the Streampunks Spelljammer game that we're doing over on Q Times. That's at 6:30 p.m. And I believe, with the exception of this show as well, that is what I'm up to. I play Diesel Coombs, who is a part of the Celestial Chorus and a little bit of an aspiring artist, musicals and theater and acting. They want to be a Broadway star. They definitely don't have a chip on their shoulder about their upbringing. And, maybe they enjoy flirting with lots of pretty people. Flirting with pretty people is good.
They got game, fam. They got game. You all saw the second episode and the first episode, so the episodes speak for themselves.
Pretty people should be respectfully asked out on dates.
Of course. And so, as for yours truly, I am Kira858. I'm playing the sweet bean Ari, who has an addiction to chocolate, loves his big sister, and is trying to understand this mage world. It's a very interesting circumstance. In terms of projects I'm working on, they kind of already been discussed. Of course, it's mage. The campaign we have Lords of Faerun, our Gods of Color campaign. There's also a couple other projects that may be coming up in the near future, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And so you can just find me here. Of course, you can also follow our Twitter at thekara858 for my personal account, or if you just want just the TTRPG information, you can follow our Twitter at thecookoutTTRPGs. And so with that said, we're going to, of course, announce that we happily have a Patreon. You can find the link to our Patreon in the description below, and all the proceeds go directly to the cast. Patreon members get exclusive content like Patreon Discord channels, after shows, and bonus episodes. Speaking of bonus episodes, we have an entire prequel arc exclusively for Patreon, like 8 episodes. So if you ever want to perform the Netflix binge moment, especially with the holiday seasons coming up, this would be perfect to get you an introduction into our mage campaign. And you don't want to miss out on how these mages came to be. And if you like to support the show but can't do it via monetary means, you can follow the Twitter page at the Cookout TTRPG. Liking and retweeting about the show truly does help the algorithm, and we definitely appreciate it. So with that said, it's time to transition to our wonderful ST. Reed, take it away.
Of course. So, as I said before, I am guiding these lovely people through the world of darkness. And as we all know, the world of darkness can be a dark and dreary place. And as a reminder, we are all playing our characters. We are not playing ourselves. And as a result, some dark things may or may not happen. If you do need to take a break, feel free to pause. It is much more important for us to have you enjoying our show. The cast here has been notified on how to take care of themselves and to notify me if something makes them uncomfortable. And now that that has been said, it is time for us to rejoin our lovely group of mages after they have had a very unique encounter with another of their kind. So, we rejoin you all about 2 hours after the departure of a woman who can only be described as being almost a force of nature in her appearance. And as you all are kind of realizing what just happened, you find yourself standing in a mostly empty chantry. The 2 adult guardians, so to speak, have decided they did not want any part of what was getting ready to happen and decided to leave you all alone. And you all have been given the time to decide what your next steps will be. You all are about 2 weeks away from Diesel's upcoming performance. You all have about 3 days before Diesel is expected to meet with a very interesting woman for a very interesting conversation, and who knows where that's going to go. And you all have a few different problems coming and going. And there is one other thing that I do have to let you all know. Over the last few weeks in your chantry, a number of movies have begun appearing in your personal node. For those of you who are more in the know, especially Galewind, you would have recognized that the node has started producing TAS, a physical form of quintessence. And those of you with a high enough prime rating know that you can use it for different things. And with all that information, I leave the story to you all.
Well, this has been a hell of a day.
Was it? This is not normal? No?
I mean, what is normal anymore?
I need coffee.
You ever stop drinking coffee? At this point, we should just maybe hook you up to an IV.
I considered it. I was told no. But anyone wants coffee? Just me?
I'll take a cup. Yeah, this is a lot to process. I feel like that stuff is useful, though. The coffee and that.
The lady melted reality. It's and he just walks off, muttering, getting the coffee.
Yeah, melted. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that?
Yeah, that's.
Yes, I'm a little worried that Angela seemed like she was just unleashing this woman on us, and we had to keep her contained. I just worry that we haven't, I don't know, let something upon this house that should not have been.
Diesel walks over to the test, I guess, and sort of like kind of looks at it. And then, start to try and interact with it a little bit.
As you go and in your time, you have seen many of kind of Time's attempt at movies, and you recognize what is effectively like a really old movie reel. But you see, in an effort to make sure that we don't get sued, it is blank. There is no like actual cover where the movie title would be. But it is definitely an old-timey. If you didn't know better, you would think someone had just been hoarding old movies.
Interesting place for this to be.
Oh, what is it?
This stuff. It's just unexpected. Everything about this place is really just very unexpected.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, so Galen's gonna walk over. He's gonna look at this. Is there anything that, or any role I can make that he would be able to get more information about this, based on the fact that he may have encountered one of these in the past?
Yes, I will say, because of your experience, you know a bit, but you can give me an intelligence in occult or esoteric roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Actually, I'll just use my own dice here. One success.
Right. Kelwind, you are aware that for awakened people like yourself, TAS is much more valuable to you than actual money. Actual money has its places. You know, there's things you need with sleepers. But TAS can be, depending on who is using it, just be as a source of a readily expendable quintessence that you can keep on you for various magical effects. With your experience, you would know there are people who can use it to create things. There are legends of holy water that is TAS. There are legends that are of people taking TAS and forging weapons from it. There are, what you know may or may not be true is that supposedly the sword and the stone may have been TAS. But you know that it has a number of uses if you just know how to use it.
Okay. Is this thing small enough? Like, how big is it? How large
It's
is it?
about maybe, probably hold it in the palm of your hand, kind of like maybe a large dinner plate.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So, so I look around and say, this might come in handy on our trip. If there's any sort of bag of some sort or container that we could put this in, it might be wise in case we need some extra backup.
I have a giant backpack. I mean, you can carry it if you want. Like, I feel like you're probably a little more responsible than I am. So, like, I'd be willing to let you borrow that if you want.
Is your backpack insulated? Does it have separate sections that are cushioned? Or is it a bunch of stuff mixed in there?
No, I mean, like, it's got a bunch of pockets in there because, like, you know, sometimes you don't want people to find stuff you've put in your bag. Maybe that's just a me problem. But, you know, and I also have like an extra pair of clothes in there that, you know, we never know when stuff happens. You just wrap that around there. It should be fine.
If this has its own pocket, I think that would be wise. Can you dedicate a pocket to this?
Oh, 100%. And Irene will open up one of the main pockets and she'll flip her bag upside down and she shakes it and you just see like, it is a bunch of like random crap that absolutely makes no sense whatsoever that just falls out of this bag.
Just to clarify, how many chocolate bars are in that bag?
Probably about 12, but like none of them are full.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They're all kind of like half eaten. Some of them are just wrappers. Some of them are like 1 or 2 squares left of the chocolate.
I see. Now it's revealed.
Walter just comes back with the cup, with the cups, looks at the mess on the floor. Okay. Hands
Saving
over the
that for
cup.
later.
Ari heads over to one of the bars that's been eaten and starts to chew it as well.
How old is it?
Nope. You probably don't want to eat that.
No.
Ooh.
It's
This one
probably
tastes like spray.
a bit dusty at this point.
As you go to as you go to eat from and there is but what you all would seen from like kind of old movies, there is like that booth where you would expect to see a man in like white and red shirt with a hat. But it tastes good, but it doesn't seem to be like filling you up. And based on kind of the way, the unique relation you have with quintessence, you realize eating this is kind of giving you that same feeling as when you regain your energy at the start of the day.
Chocolate?
All right, are you eating the chocolate from the actual area downstairs, or are you just eating it from Aaron's backpack?
Oh, Aaron's backpack. That's it. that twin soul gremlin aspect, you know what I mean? Like, oh, chocolate. Okay.
That is just regular chocolate.
I was just like, oh, okay.
That is not true. That is just regular chocolate.
It's a dusty, expired chocolate is what it is.
Yes.
You know when chocolate gets dusty?
Mileage may vary with look-back chocolate.
Walter like looks at.
I don't think Ari minds.
It's
the first bite, they're just like,
why are you eating? Kind of looks at Diesel in the moment of mutual understanding. Why are they eating the dusty chocolate?
They both have ridiculous sweet tooths and the compulsion. That's what
I guess.
sugar will do to you.
Will this happen to me if I get addicted to caffeine?
I mean,
Am
probably.
I
I think you might already be. Just a little bit.
I mean, I do have an addictive personality.
No comment. Galen, are you okay? That looks like a lot to carry.
Well, it is, but I believe I'm here for a purpose, and also I could use a little bit of a workout. It's been a bit of a time, so
If you need a little bit of support, I come already armed, and I'm more than happy to help.
nice.
They kind of like flex.
I think I probably need to work out more than you. But if I do need your help, I will definitely let you know. But when you get my age, sometimes you just need to push yourself a bit.
All right. Well, you do you. Galen, true.
Galen takes out a little notepad and starts scribbling. After you say that, you see him kind of scribble down in a notepad, put it back in his pocket.
So we should probably put these somewhere safe, yeah? I guess in the backpack that used to hold the dusty chocolate.
I think.
Well, it's,
Save down here.
I'm sorry, my God.
Walter just says, I figured they would be safe down here because, this is what the note is. But if you have a better idea.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's just that I don't really know. Like, I'm still fairly new at all of this and still kind of getting my brain wrapped around how all of this works. If we keep them here at the node, like, are they suddenly going to run out of power or they won't, or how does this work?
Do
we know? Will any of us? Will we have? Is there like a role for that?
I would say out of all of you, let me see. Aaron could make a roll, and Ari could make a roll. Actually, let me check. I think Diesel can make the roll as well.
Are we just
Yep,
rolling
Diesel can't make a
arte?
roll. Yes,
happy
she's
to do
rolling
a roll.
arte. But Diesel, you do not have the prereqs for this roll.
Okay.
Actually, I thought you
Cool.
did. I was wrong.
No problem.
And it's just
Oops.
just a red there, right? What is difficulty?
For this, 4.
4. Okay.
Mhm. 3
Oh,
successes.
3
Nice.
successes.
Perfect. Between the two of you, you both know, especially you, Aaron, now that you've gained a new understanding of quintessence, if you leave it here, nothing will happen. However, you know that a node will kind of continue producing it, kind of like living things will continue to produce it. So eventually you may come across the problem of like you have a room full of super valuable currency for mages, and that could eventually be a problem. But you also know that it isn't like you can break it. You know that it looks like this, and Ari would also realize this, kind of like your twin bond together, that it looks like this, but this is just kind of a form to interpret it. You aren't going to run into like breaking it if you dropped it on the ground or anything. And the only way to get rid of it would be to use it.
Aaron will tell the group all that information.
Let's see.
Fun.
Well, I guess it's good that we have some magical currency to spend. Do you think we can spend any of it to help influence the mayor to come to the show?
Is any one of you good at mind magic? I mean,
a little bit.
that's risky.
Yeah, doing things that take over other people's minds is a little bit. Yeah, I mean, growing up the way I did, I saw plenty of brainwashing in my day.
I see. Well, it's the last hurrah solution. There is going to be a lot more solutions before we get to that point, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
So does Ari notice the chocolate bars over there now at the location?
Yeah, I would say you would all have noticed that it's kind of an old school like concession stand, basically. So there's like an area where there's popcorn that seems to never be empty. But yeah, all of that is there.
So
all the old timey candies that we can't say because I think we could sue are there.
And anyone know this? Has this always been here?
Concession stand?
Yeah.
I guess not.
Ari will head on over to the concessions.
Well, we could replace the dusty chocolate with these ones.
That's an idea.
Wonder if they have any dots.
What?
Dots. They're like a fruit candy that's kind of like squishy. They look like little domes. Dots is what they're called.
We'll say, sure,
Fruit and
sure.
chocolate.
We'll say there's some there. Yeah.
It's not chocolate. It's fruity. It's like fruit gummies. I kind of prefer fruity candy over chocolate.
Oh.
So they're dots and domes, but called
Well,
dots.
I mean, they're not like circular domes. They're more like cones with the tips cut off of them.
But they're called dots.
They're called dots. They're really great, like movie snack. You can mix them in with your popcorn and get a lot of fun, different textures going on.
Is there any caramel popcorn? I'm gonna look and see if there's any caramel popcorn in here.
Yeah, you see there is a small bag of sealed caramel popcorn.
Is there anything preventing Gaelwyn from taking stuff in the concession stand? Is there any kind of anything? Because he's grabbing it.
Nope.
He's grabbing the bag and saying, "We might need some energy for later, but don't worry, I'll share some of this if you like."
Speaking of energy, what's the plan for today? Walter is kind of confused because suddenly everyone's taking food.
Maybe the plan is making a plan. Like, we have to figure out how we're going to actually try to approach the mayor to get him his invitation. And then we have a couple of people that we still want to ask questions to, don't we? Is there anyone we're supposed to be trying to find? There's been a lot of information thrown at me, y'all.
I would like to find Angela again, and possibly Eugen, right? I think his name was Eugen.
Eugene.
Eugen, yeah, and a Eugen. If they're around.
Oh, Did the rats come back yet?
Checking in with our rat network would probably be a good idea too.
Oh yeah, they should be around here somewhere. And Iron will whistle and use that for what we'll call them correspondence in prime. She can try and call him back with that.
Correspondence and life to have them come back to you. Correspondence just to know where they are. And as you try to call out to them, you can't find them.
Oh.
Okay, so the rats are MIA. Not sure where they went.
That's bad.
Oh, what one was dead at the bar. I wonder if that happened to all of them.
Yikes.
That's not good.
Wait,
That would imply that someone knows what we're doing. I
wait.
don't like that.
Well,
Does-
we haven't been particularly subtle. I did crash us into a car.
I mean, to be fair, that was a necessary action to take.
Was it necessary? we can do magic. I know it was badass, but was it actually necessary?
Look, let me explain it this way. Sometimes I can see the future. Believe me when I say that what we did was the better option. And yeah, I can see the future sometimes.
Good to know. Good to know.
So that means if there's no rats left, and then the rat died when Shay and I was at the bar, does that mean that she knows about Shay and I?
Bare minimum, she knows about you and your sister probably because of Magilla the gorilla. I mean, she definitely knows about Pandora, but she's out of Cleveland. So there is only you two that she should be interested in, which is not something I like.
But wait, does she know who we are? Like what we are?
Bare minimum, she knows where Mage is.
Mm.
I think there would probably be a lot more attention on you if others knew of your nature.
You'd
So
probably
I
be
think-
fending off a lot more.
Yes.
Mm.
At least.
So
this
I
is-
think we're in the clear.
This is something we can work with. We know that the guy that's looking for people like you can't tell the difference between people like you and someone who's just more magically marked ? So we can take that and work with it. Because if he can't tell the difference between who's like you and someone who's just more magical, there is a leeway.
And fortunately for the two of them, they have a way to cloak themselves now. So
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Why are we the ones dealing with this?
Why not?
It just hit me. Why are we the ones dealing with this? This sounds like something the other people should be dealing with. You know, the people with actual resources.
Yes,
Oh.
but those are the people that are easily suspected and planned for. We're on this because we're not easily you're not easily suspected or planned for. Me, I mean, they might suspect me of doing something like this, but this crew, I think, is one that can take advantage of a situation because we're the least expected to be tasked for it.
and it's not like we're completely without resources. We do have this, and like Diesel gestures at the tests, and then finally finds a package of dots. Yes. Yes. And they pop it open and they start eating a couple of the dots from the bag. Anybody else want, like, they're like chewing around the gummy dots, and it's like, anybody else want some? They're really good.
I'm good.
Ari
and Aaron
Yep.
both stick their hand out at the same time.
Yeah. I shake out a few for each of them to try.
Your hands like bump into each other.
Those aren't bad.
Just something different, you know. It's a little bit of a break from the chocolate.
Before Irene actually like completely chews and swallows the dots, she will add a bite of chocolate to them in her mouth and chew them up all together. Go, oh no, nope, that's even better. Highly recommend it.
Oh, okay.
See, what you do is, well, big bucket of popcorn, throw in some like caramel chocolate, like caramel covered chocolate or chocolate covered caramel, like milk duds, and then some like gummy worms or dots or something like that, and mix it all together, and then just like grab it in like handfuls like that. That's the real good stuff right there.
That's making my teeth hurt. Is that normal?
It's not like it's supposed to be something you eat all the time. And like Diesel gives like Irene and Ari a very pointed look. But you know, it could be fun now and then.
I mean, it could be. Yes, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna go look at books and try to figure stuff out. Hopefully.
Yeah. And I actually have a question for the storyteller. Of all of the things that we were kind of given as like things that we could look into or things that we should be like sort of planning for, was there anything that seemed like immediately pressing or immediately accessible to us that like we could kind of work on right now?
You know, you have many options, but I would say the most currently pressing is the grade 8 person, the mysterious woman behind the grade 8 person who was attempting to kill you earlier. That is your most pressing thing.
Okay. So I feel like now that Ari has a little bit of information from Cleopatra about them being a Nephilim, because I believe before that they most likely didn't even know like there was a term for what they were. They probably just called themselves like angel babies. So now that they have like a direction to take, I was wondering if they could be able to do some more research on what a Nephilim is and how do they tie to like angels and such like that.
Do they bring it up to Walter as Walter is walking? Because Walter is gonna go into a cyber anyway.
They will mention it to Iron. If you're there, then you probably would have heard it. But they would talk to Iron like,
I'm going to see if I can find more information on what we are. See,
Walter kind of stops on the steps. I'm going to the library. If you want to come, I'm not going to stop you.
Oh, okay. I can use your books?
Of course, that's what they're for.
Oh, thank you.
And they'll look at their hands, realize they can't read with 2 handfuls of chocolate. So they're going to place one handful in Iron's hands like,
Pass over this for me, please.
And,
you probably shouldn't bring chocolate into the library, Ari.
Please wash your hands. Those books were hard to get.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they'll put the other grass in Iris' hands. Like,
Okay. I here you go. Thank you.
Just grab some wet tissues from the kitchen. Just wipe your hands. Just don't even need to use the sink. Just.
Do we
Important
have?
to take care of the books.
Do we have those?
Wet tissues?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I ordered a bunch of barbecue a few days ago, so.
Oh, okay.
So they'll go ahead to the kitchen, grab one of the courtesy whip napkins and wipe their hands along with it. They're more studying this because it's kind of like most likely one of their first times actually using it. And when they kind of like sniff it.
I don't smell chocolate anymore, so I guess it's okay.
and then, and then they'll hop off.
You know, I have gloves just in case, because again, those books were hard to get. Don't ask.
Will they fit?
What?
Will they fit? I don't have. My hands are small.
I mean, it kind of looks at it like does the. Oh,
I'll
we'll
try.
manage.
I'll try.
We'll manage. Okay.
Oh, I can. I don't have to use my hands now.
Kind of turns. Is there anyone else around?
It depends how
I
far.
imagine you guys are walking and talking as you went. Yeah.
Like looks around. It just goes. Is this magical puberty, or is this like? I'm confused.
What's that? Magical puberty? What is that, Actor? What is puberty?
You'll find out eventually.
Oh, okay. I don't think so. I could just move stuff without grabbing.
Okay, because I am a little confused by you and your sister, so I was thinking maybe it's something, but it's just magics. Okay, I'm good.
So ask Iron about magical puberty?
No.
No? Okay. I'm confused. Okay.
I am also confused.
So they'll head to the library. And what they referring to is they're going to use forces and I think it's forces and correspondence, right? That allows you to be able to move objects without essentially telekinesis.
Is there such a thing as an assisted role? Because
there is actually.
Because Walter would definitely help.
Yes. So this is how we will do the research rolls. Anyone who wishes to research something, you will each get one roll or one opportunity to roll. But so what I will say is, if two of you are researching the same thing, is that you can add your successes together.
Oh,
on
okay.
that, and basically, that. But that will be both of your rolls for the research. So, whoever would like to research, what would you like to research?
Oh, pretty much the subject. Trying to figure out information on the Nephilim. How does that tie to angels? How does that tie to specifically the rings? And just try to get a larger picture of essentially the this mystical aspect, and perhaps more information about them and maybe their lineage per se. If they can find some information about that might help too.
Is this more occult or research?
I would say you could do either occult or research and add the library rating to your die pool.
Wait, there's a research skill? I just have a.
Yes.
I don't see
it's
that.
It's in the middle column.
Right under.
Oh,
right
gotcha.
above.
Okay. Sorry. I kept looking up the knowledge. I didn't know research was under skills. That's interesting. Okay.
What's there? Anyone else who wish to research today?
Difficulty normal 6 or less or more?
For this one, it is 8.
Ooh. Okay. First I'm going to roll to for my telekinesis. Give me 1 second. I'm presuming that's difficulty 4, 5.
5.
I'm gonna ask. I'm guessing it won't save me because no.
That's a botch, good friend. That's.
Can you botch for research rolls? I thought that was just for magic. Oh no!
No, you can botch anything. Any roll can be botched.
Oh no! Okay.
Yes,
Walter is holding the book upside down. It's in an ancient language of some kind, and he has it upside down.
He's just so confused with magical puberty. He just doesn't know what's going on anymore.
So yes, as you are searching for information, you end up just kind of not so much as reading through the books as just kind of speed reading them as you're just kind of looking and you're realizing some of it isn't quite what you're looking for. Some of it seems to be based on kind of sleeper mythology. Some of it seems useful. And as you're going to put one of the books down, you accidentally rip about half of the pages in one go. So what that will mean is that, Walter, because of that, you will be unable to make this research roll again. Again today, not like permanently, as you kind of deal with the kind of dealing with what you've lost. But
so if Ari looks at Walter, he has the expression of "I am internally screaming."
I'm pretty sure they would have heard the tearing of not just one pages, but like half the book.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
is.
serious noise. So they would just slowly turn their head to the side, like.
It was one of the smaller books though, so it wasn't like like a full like wad of pages. It was like maybe three or so pages.
You see Walter just standing there over the torn pages, just catatonic, like internally screaming.
Do you want some chocolate?
Yeah. I need a smoke.
Oh.
Goes. Even before Ari manages to give him the chocolate, just walks away, just already pulling out the cigarette.
They're able, they understand. They love books too. And to see such
So-
Go ahead.
So there's no chocolate in the library, but smoking. It's okay. Say okay.
He's leaving the library. He's like, I need to go outside. I need to have a smoke.
So I just need one quick question before I make this roll. Could quintessence be used to reduce the difficulty for this roll?
For a mundane roll, no.
Okay, that's why I remember you mentioning that before. Okay, so I wasn't sure if this fits under that. All right. So in that case, only thing I could use would be willpower. It'd be intelligence and occult. And how many dots for the library? Is it 2, 3?
It's 3.
3? Okay. All right, so this is pretty good, bro.
Yeah. It's
What's
one of those
48
big books.
And while they are researching, what are the other 3? What are you other 3 doing?
I think that Diesel has been like sort of looking at Galen and Iron, and kind of as Ari and Walter have left the room, they kind of go, so what do you think I should wear for this date? It's just a coffee date, but like, should I dress up a little bit for it? Or, I don't really own anything nice. I own mostly like rehearsal clothing and, jeans and t-shirts and stuff. Like, should I, like, you missed it, Iron, but like, she's practically a goddess. Like, I can't just take her to coffee and look like a slob, And you, Galen, you're like really dapper and
Oh yes.
and put together. Is like, I need a little bit of advice. Like I shot way above my pay grade and managed to land a score, but like, I gotta make a good impression. I gotta come out of this not having fully embarrassed myself.
Well, you remember this. When you shot, as you said, you were wearing your normal clothes when you got this goddess Nubia to agree to your meeting. So there should be no pressure to have to outdo that. Because as you said, she's a goddess. We probably, none of us have any clothes to equate what she might have. So possibly the humbleness is what helped. So I say you wear what makes you comfortable, even if it's not quote unquote fancy.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Iron?
Yeah, I agree. As soon as you were like, I need something to wear with the goddess, I don't know, like I just like in my head like thought of like a giant outfit with like hummingbirds and bees like swirling around you, which we cannot do without serious consequences. So I think the advice of just being yourself is probably the way to go. Maybe though in the future we figure out a way to do that, like a date in the chantry with like the whole elaborate thing. We can start with one of Galen's robes and then like make
You
a
get
whole
really Elton John with it.
100,000%.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, I didn't.
We don't really
I
give
didn't
ourselves-
agree to my robes being used, but I don't know.
You need a good
We could make
foundation
you-
to start with.
You could make them look real. I mean, they already look fantastic. You could make them real good.
I'll have to think about that.
Every now and then, you have to allow yourself to be a little extra.
The changes won't be permanent, maybe.
No, if you wear the robes, then maybe if you had some extra t-shirt and jeans that you wouldn't mind parting with, you could do a little
Clothing swap? I'm here for it.
switcheroo.
Yeah, because once you
Swap-a-roo.
start really getting those guns worked out, you're going to need some new shirts, Gilland.
Yes. I don't know how much firing power I have left in these guns, but that's okay. That's where the magic comes in.
I don't know. I see the potential for some live ammo in there. You're fine.
Yeah, he starts looking back and forth and just smiling a little bit. He definitely is tickled by that room. Then like he says, okay, I still have some questions about this. Can you tell me how a normal this music performance goes? I want to think of the best time. Is there like an intermission of some sort? Is there some
There
sort
would be,
of,
there will be an intermission. Usually about 10 minutes, sometimes 15 if things are running a little bit behind.
Do you think there's somewhere we can maybe coordinate that the mayor is in a certain area? Maybe this is the special VIP intermission, and maybe
Well, he'll likely get a box.
sequester him.
Yeah, he'll likely get a box seat. And then during intermission, probably for security reasons, they bring him backstage. So it's possible that those are the only places he'd be.
Just thinking of a good place that we can interrogate him. Preferably without the I'm assuming he'll travel with bodyguards of some sort.
Yeah. We also really need to look into this woman who's trying to get us. See if we can't learn more about her. Or at least like take what we already know about her and use it to figure out a way to kind of circumvent her plans. Maybe do a little twist on her.
Before anything though, just for like safety and security purposes, and Iron's gonna pick up a bunch of that like junk that's on the floor, that's like random paper clips and like little coins and stuff like that. She's gonna try, and DM, tell me if I could do this again, noob question, to like make these little tracking devices using her craft and correspondence. And now that she has like a plethora of magical currency available to her, if she can, like on each one of these little paper clips and these little coins, make one for each of the group so that her and Ari kind of always know where everyone is, in case, you know, somebody tries to pull something and wants to kidnap Diesel. Like we can find
Big sister is watching.
basic answer to your question is, of course, you could definitely do that. However, I would say Aaron would be aware of this because of their knowledge of their abilities. You don't need the item itself. You could just use a combination of both correspondence and life to monitor each of your companions individually.
Oh, perfect. Then, yeah, she would like to do that. And she's going to set that out on everybody.
All right, so it sounds like Iron would like to do a ritual, which will require you a number of successes to get all of your friends and for however long you want this effect to last. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of this role, how are you going to do this?
She's going to kind of like breathe in and breathe out very deeply and kind of get into like a little bit of a meditative state. And she does hold her little charm necklace like she always kind of does when she's getting ready to do some kind of big spell. Usually she takes Ari's hand, but he's not here. So she's just going to do it on her own and chant a little bit under her breath in something that doesn't make sense to anyone but her. And she will cast that correspondence spell.
Okay. All right. So the way this kind of a ritual will work is you can make as many rolls per day as you have stamina dots. So the difficulty for this roll is going to be a total of 5. It'll be coincidental because you're in your chanting, and you will roll your art type. So give me the first one. Successes. Okay. All right. It is working. You begin to feel it as your chanting begins to kind of fill the area around you, and you become very aware of all of the people in your area, and you can kind of almost feel how alive they are. Give me the second roll.
And you just you hear Iron and she's doing this go, oh, that's so much nicer than the dead rat. It's 2.
Okay. All right. So at 5 successes so far, you have done enough for the effect. And I will say you will need 1 success per person you wish to get in this effect. And then for duration, you want another 4 successes. So you want a grand total of 9 total successes. And you have 5. You're doing very well.
That's 2 more. Does my for dots and stamina, I have 1 more dot, but I also have a specialty. Does that count as 2 more rolls or just 1 more roll?
It will give you 1 more roll, and then we will address that after, depending on if you need more successes.
And that's 3
successes. So you do not need more successes. However, just since the question has been brought up, if you do run out of steam, you can force your body to keep going, at which case you make a stamina roll, and for that roll your tireless specialty will work, and it'll give you 10s. However, you do not need that, as you finish this ritual for the next 6 months. You will be able to, with a bit of focus, tell where each individual person is, and it's almost in your mind, like you kind of have it almost like a web or a set of roots kind of connecting you to each person. And I will say, with that many successes, you have a general idea of their health, not quite as potent or as strong as your connection to Ari, but still notable.
Oh boy.
So I have just one quick question. Since Aaron and I are connected, and we know that twin soul aspect where we could be able to determine where they are as long as they're on the same plane in life and etc. With Aaron performing this spell, would I also be able to detect it, or am I still just only tied to Aaron?
You are still only tied to Iron. Twin Souls grants you a number of abilities, but it doesn't grant you access to a spell that she has cast on herself.
Gotcha.
In relation to them.
Okay.
However, I believe you owe me an intelligence and cool roll.
Oh yes, I did. I completed it. I just wanted to verify I could use my specialty Bright for this role. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm using willpower to make it 7 successes. And I
You
rolled
rolled
two.
7 successes at difficulty 8?
I had 2 zeros,
Mhm.
and then I had a 9, an 8, but then I had, oh, no, sorry, 6 successes. I had a 9 and 8, but then I had a 1. So that 1 removed it to 5, and then I used the willpower to bring it back up to the 6.
Okay, all right. So you managed to find a number of decent information in this library, succeeding where Walter unfortunately had not. The first thing that you're able to find out is the stories of Nephilim and kind of their counterpart, the Laham. I do apologize if I have butchered the pronunciation of that word. And they are people who are, according to legend, have the blood of angels or demonic forces. And you would be aware that when people like you refer to angelic beings, it is not exclusive to the Christian religion. It's not really exclusive to religion. They can be as far-reaching as, well, with your role, as far-reaching as quite literally aliens, the kind of gray skin stereotype, to legendary heroes of old. You gather that people like Hercules are supposedly have been Nephilim, sired by Zeus. You are aware that for the most part, they are no longer around. The era referred to as the Mythic Age was kind of when they were around, and that's where you get the kind of stories of legendary heroes going on journeys. But there are supposedly a few that are still about, and they are related to any number of beings. From, could be, Satan, could still be the Greek gods, could be the Egyptians, could be any number of spirits that for some reason had a child that is somewhat mortal.
Wow. Okay. Were they able to discover a bit more about their specific lineage, Aries and Irons?
I will say with 7 successes, you gather that you are most likely related to at least one of the archangels based on kind of unique traits that you have found. The fact that you can manifest actual wings, and those wings take on a certain type of appearance. You gather you're most likely related to what sleepers would view as an angel.
And the rings that we were doing some research on is tied specifically to half of them were fallen angels and the other half were archangels. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So their eyes just light up to me. Okay. All right. I think they pretty much understood everything. So once were they able to get as much as they did, you see you hear their little feet just patter down the stairs as they kind of like runs towards the group. Is everyone still together, or what everyone be at this moment? Okay.
Yeah, we basically stuck around, I think.
Okay, so essentially, when they see you all, they will run towards you and says,
Okay. There's a lot of information I found. So, Nephilim are any type of beings that could be related to angels, demons, Greek gods, and everything in between. It's not really just tied to religion. As long as a being of very powerful essence has a child, they would be considered a Nephilim. Also, and they'll look towards Iron and says, so our lineage is kind of is tied to the archangels. So what are the rings? I think maybe we're related to them. So that's probably why they're looking after us, is because we're a direct descendant to one of the rings.
I'm just imagining Walter just arrived standing in the background as Ari says this. Not even saying anything, just...
Are you sure it's an archangel ring and not the fallen angel ring?
Well, there were both. There were some of the 13 rings were fallen angels. What was the exact amount? I think there were
there were 13 total. I think
Seven were
seven.
fallen.
7 were
Yeah.
fallen, and then
Seven,
six were archangels. So yeah, so they said
Yeah, so 7 of the rings were fallen and then 6 were archangels.
Yes.
One
but-
of those 7 rings is Satan, Lucifer, Morning
Yes.
Star.
and the information you found indicated that you were connected to the archangels. Maybe there's some kind of sign, some kind of message, some kind of thing that you were told or taught that could lead us to the rings.
I wonder if our own tradition might not have some insight. It might be worth writing to or connecting to somebody and finding out.
Yes, I just worry that the more people that know about this, I don't know. I just have a feeling that we should kind of keep this as small as possible.
Welcome to my world. Walter just speaks from the background.
Oh, do you feel better now?
What happened?
No,
Oh,
but I'm managing. I stopped screaming on the inside, so I'm good.
they'll get really close to Diesel, like kind of like hop up to where they can whisper. Says,
he ripped his book.
Oh,
Mm.
And
He didn't try to-
And Walter is still holding the cigarette, like.
he didn't try to put it back together.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Very upset. I offered him chocolate, but he just wanted to smoke.
Fair enough.
Mm-mm.
Wait,
What?
was there a particular page that was ripped or a page that fell out or was...
Don't remind
Torn
me,
somewhere.
please.
Well, I mean, it's possible that one of us might be able to repair it.
Or there might be a clue in said page.
Ooh.
Maybe it was torn for a reason.
Bloody entropy. Then I Blood realizes that maybe, and just goes, all right, who's going back to the library?
Oh, I assumed you had it with you.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm.
and they'll point back to the
Oh.
library with the pages just scattered on the paper, on the floor.
Okay, maybe I thought it might have been one page or so. I didn't realize it was a...
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The book went bye-bye.
Okay, I thought maybe there might have been some force beyond our understanding that was trying to send us a message, maybe by
So much pain.
If I wanted to try to repair the book, which spheres do you think would be appropriate for this?
You could physically repair the book with just matter 2. However, you wouldn't restore the pages, the words on the actual page. It would just be, making the paper whole. If you were to add a time to effect to it, however, you could repair the book to its original state.
Can we
Currently only have 1 dot in matter, but I have 2 in time.
Oh,
So
You would want to find a partner that has matter 2 to assist you.
Yes, matter.
I have a matter of 1. Sorry.
I might have the points at the experience point at this point to put another dot in matter, but I have to remember how many dots it requires to how many experience points it requires to actually be able to put another dot too.
it's just 8, right? If it's the second dot, if it's not
If
infinity.
it is, yes, if it is not your affinity sphere, it would be 8.
Mhm.
Right. I do not remember which are my affinity spheres, so I'm gonna have to look it up for next time. We'll worry about it next time. Don't need to dig in the book right now. But yes, is there anybody who'd like to collaborate or is able to collaborate? If not, then what Diesel will do if they realize that nobody has the ability, they kind of make a mental note in their brain to work on that specific sphere. And they go and they collect the pages and the book, and they kind of like tuck them away, like pull like a plastic Ziploc bag from the kitchen and kind of put the book in there to keep it safe. And then, you know, I'm going to put this book in my room. Like they very deliberately show the book to Walter and say, I'm going to put this book in my room. And in a few days, I will return it to the library.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ari will head over to Gelwin and say,
I think the forces didn't want Walter to read.
Yes, I think that's a.
Okay.
You know, you're quite insightful for a. Well, I don't know exactly your age, but for
Their age.
someone.
8.
Sorry. There. 8. Okay.
Hold up 9 fingers.
yeah, hold on, 9 fingers.
8 and a half. Okay. Yeah, but there's so many pages. What was the nature of this book that was being read?
That I read or Walter read?
The one that was torn.
And this is the kind of thing that the player Nosferatu didn't think about.
And it looks like it is kind of an old, not quite official Catholic kind of report on the Nephilim. And you could even now kind of read bits and pieces of it, and you see, according to this, the Nephilim were the name of a group of people who were maybe, you're not too sure, like maybe bigger than normal. It says, the word there looks like it's a translation of a translation of a translation. So it kind of looks like they may be saying greater as in greater of stature, or greater as in just like physically bigger than normal people, but you aren't too sure on the exact meaning.
How did I even get this book?
Maybe it was placed there for a reason.
Bloody entropy.
So Ari will look towards Gelwin and says,
I like your idea. I wonder if Iron and I work together, we could try the sense for the ring. Maybe we could try to find it.
Yes, if you have some sort of connection, there has to be some way.
Also remember that if you try doing that, there is a chance they might see you, like they did with Vandal a couple months ago. Just be careful about that, yeah?
Oh, okay. Wait, they have the ring?
I mean, we're hoping that they don't, because no one's supposed to know what those rings are. That's allegedly while they are looking for people like you and your sister, because they need a way to find it, I think.
Okay.
And looks over at the conspiracy wall that's on the other side of the library. I should get a better system.
Okay, well, I guess we'll try to be very, very secretive. Okay, let me go find Iron.
and if you the little feet patter off to see where.
I'm pretty sure they left an outline where they stood.
And once they're able to find Iron, they're like,
Iron, I have an idea. Okay,
Yeah?
we can like work together to try to find the ring.
How do you want to do that?
I think if we could use like distance and then like spiritual essence, I think we could be able to find it.
I think it's risky, but if there is something inside of you, deep in your heart, telling you that this is the right way to go, I will help you.
Thank you. Grandma says hard work. I guess this is my hard work.
All right. Should we try now? Or
Sure.
okay.
Okay.
And then they'll grab Iron's hands. Essentially, what they'll be using is like spirit and correspondence to try to search out for the ring.
We'll give you this information for free because I would say the collective group would have made this realization as you were talking it out. You know that for kind of viewing people, if you don't know the person, you need some sort of kind of connection to them. It's where for some people they use like a physical connection, like a lock of hair, a blood, a picture. It dawns on you all that the reason that people haven't found the rings, or maybe the reason, is that they don't have a connection to in this case, the angel or angelic-like being that is sealed inside of it. So you are aware if you use yourself, you would need a way to do it in the way you do magic. You could potentially find it. However, you know that once it is found, well, it is very hard to keep it hidden. If people were to find out, the games would begin, so to speak.
Yeah, so it just hits Walter and probably everyone else, and Walter just takes off to stop the child as it dawns on him.
So, I still assume that Ari and Aaron would like to continue with this course of action.
I think Aaron would, just because she feels like she isn't necessarily going to go find it right away, but she would like to know where exactly it is. So as long as they know, that's kind of what's most important to her than actually like going to grab it and like bringing it to the chantry or something.
Okay. All right. Since you both are equals to each other, you can both make arte rolls for this and add your successes together. I will say Aaron can make one roll before she has to start rolling for stamina because you are very tired.
Oh. All right. And difficulty is still 5. Is that correct? It's equal to this? Okay. You can't get tens. If you get 10s, it's not 2 successes or a red thing, right? There's no specialty for a red thing?
Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay. That is 2 successes for me.
4 total. All right. Would you like to stop here or continue?
Oh, keep going. You can. And so I could do it as many as my stamina is, right?
Yes. If Aaron wishes to continue, she will need to make a stamina roll.
All right, well, I only have 1 more stamina. I have 2 dots. I mean, I'm only 8. I'm not really the most hardiest of individuals, but...
I just crit on my stamina, which does have my specialty in there. I got 2 10s, a 4, and a 7.
That is enough. You can continue.
Ooh, man, I really wish I had the specialty now because I rolled 2 10s and 2 10s and a 7. Wow. Twin souls and dice now too? Okay, I guess that's how it works.
Okay.
That's sibling love.
I know. That was crazy.
Right.
I just read it out. I was like, wait a second. I just deja vu.
Tell me, how does this effect manifest? What are you two doing?
I feel like there's maybe like angelic essences that maybe like starts to wrap around us in a way. Not really, I wouldn't say like the wings fold out on their own, but maybe like some type of like radiance. Especially because, we saw how that radiance kind of appeared when Cleopatra represented themselves and started to cleaning the house. I feel like that type of aura started to manifest in Iron and Ari. Showing their Nephilim side, and it starts to grow, expand, and you see just the vibrant, radiant colors. And again, it seems like they're becoming more like their true nature as they reach out to this ring. But just me. I'm sorry, I didn't want to speak for both of us. That's what I was thinking.
If there are no complaints, all right. As you all begin to kind of connect your wills, you attempted to reach out, to expand your senses, and before long, you feel yourself pushing through the barrier, the gauntlet between worlds. And as you do so, you feel a strange sort of homecoming. A familiar, almost ping begins to spread through both of you. And as this divine light begins to fill the room, it's just as Walter enters, and you can see played out in the rays of light in front of you is a scene. It looks like a bird or some sort of eagle view of some foreign landscape where trees seem to have grown in every imaginable direction. Flowers that are altering colors as you see them passing below you, and the bird arcs over a large hill, and you see a beautiful crystal clear lake in front of you, and sitting on it is this large, can only be described as a palace, almost a biblical in size, and in the inner chamber you see a small fortress. And as the bird's view gets a bit closer, you find your vision slowly hazing over, and as the bird crests through what looks to be like a window, you see sitting on what has to be some sort of throne, or maybe what looks like it could have been a coffin of some sort, a figure cloaked in all black, and on the right hand is a ring bearing the same symbol currently adorning Aaron's back. And as you see that, your vision breaks. The gauntlet is repaired, and you find your vision thrown back into your body. Walter, you see what can only be described as a miracle in front of you, as your vision kind of concentrates, and you aren't entirely sure if this is where the stories of a mythical garden come from. But if there was any such Eden, you believe you may have seen it.
So,
And I think that is where we're going to take our break for the evening. All right, and as we return, the light is slowly fading up from all of your eyes as you slowly begin to process what you've seen. Well, I leave it to the three of you.
Walter just stands there. Fuck.
Walter,
Yeah.
you saw it? You saw it?
Yeah.
You saw it too, Walter?
Yeah.
No. Well, let's not tell anybody. First and foremost, that's a very important thing.
Mm-hmm. Secret.
Yeah. Secret.
Mm-hmm.
Big secret. That's what I came to tell you, actually. Kind of like gets this whole, I'm gonna tell you something you should have probably thought about. Look, there is a big chance that those rings are gonna be now way more easier to find since you went looking for them. So that means the people we don't want finding them are gonna find them now, maybe easier now.
But they don't really know that we've looked for them per se. So like not any more than they did before.
But if they get their hands on you, they're gonna find out. Trust me.
I don't know about you, but my plan was to not let them get their hands on me either way. So I think our bet's still good, but at least we know what we're protecting now, and probably where we need to, I don't know, put a line of defense or set some booby traps, just anything to put one more step between them and that.
And the funny part is, we don't know what them is.
Mm-hmm. Good.
They know what we are. We don't know what them are.
No, it's a were gorilla and a mage.
Oh, trust me, there is a lot more than a mage and a wergorilla.
Oh, yeah, there's probably more that there. Because there was one person that I think they said she was working for. But
No, you see, when I said to Diesel that I could see the future, and I didn't really want to talk about this, but there is a place somewhere in Cleveland, I believe, that's filled with people. An entire compound filled with people. And that's why I said we needed to intercept the car with the girl, because there was a big chance if we didn't do that, we would end up in the compound surrounded by a lot, and I mean a lot, of people.
I have an idea. Well,
Oh,
sorry to interrupt. I just thought about it real quick. So you're worried about them reading our minds, right? Because obviously we're the ones who can find it because we're all like angelic and stuff like that. But you saw it too. So now if one of you wipes me and Ari's brain of the location, you still know, and they won't think to look in your brain for the location.
I don't know how to wipe minds. I am a conspiracy theorist, not a government spook. That's a big difference. I don't have the resources.
What has to?
I can wipe mine, but my mind protects my mind. I know mind magic. So if they would have a really difficult time to wipe my brain.
Wait, if you wipe your mind, will you know why you wiped your mind? Because
Well,
that's opening.
I wouldn't want to wipe my mind. I like my mind.
There is just maybe. Alright, we as a group need to get into the habit of thinking things through. Why am I the one suggesting that?
Well, I like my mind. I want to make sure I can go through with this.
No, just why don't we think things through before we do them? We're all mostly adult and allegedly responsible. Why do we keep doing things that endanger the 8-year-old?
To be fair, finding out that, like, we were growing even bigger magical powers and things and getting stronger and this whole new thing, there's a whole other level of risk management there that I was not prepared for from the beginning, that just kind of got dumped on this situation, that I just need you to know I'm trying my best, Walter.
I know you're trying your best. I appreciate it because I have no idea what to do with the kid. But
I'm right here.
Why do I know? But why do we keep doing things that endanger Ari? Because that seems to be the true line. Yeah?
You're not technically endangering him. The them who we don't know what they are is endangering Ari. And that's probably the next thing we have to do is figure that out.
That's a lot.
I'm fine.
I am. Today is a day.
Do you want chocolate? I think that when you broke your book, you kind of got upset. Here, chocolate will help. Chocolate makes everything better.
I am pretty sure this is the second time in my lifetime that I've seen a miracle, and I don't know how to handle it.
Snickers.
Reaches for the Snickers. Takes the Snickers. Unwraps the Snickers without a word. Starts chewing on it.
It saves it stops the anger, so you won't be hungry anymore.
Oh, I'm always hungry. Never mind that. I'm just. What are we doing?
So now we know who we are. We know how we are connected to the rings, and now we know where one of the rings are. So,
I mean, what are we doing?
like, what?
Is everything okay in here?
No.
Water is hangry.
Walter is having an
What else is new?
crisis.
Also, what else is new?
Thank you, Diesel.
But no, seriously, you all look a little bit you look a little bit like the dusty chocolate that fell out of Iron's bag. Are you okay?
I feel like that. Thank you for seeing that in my eyes and identifying. Diesel, yes.
I think I saw the gates of heaven. Not sure. And I'm also sure.
What exactly were you all doing in here?
Ask them. I just came in.
We may have been looking for the ring.
We found it. Is it the Umbra?
You should probably come back to the Chantry so that we can loop Galewin and.
Well, I think we are in the Chatry, right?
Are we? Then we should
You
find
are,
Galewin.
but you're in the library section.
Library section, yeah.
Yeah, we should probably head back in the other, like into. Galewin and I were waiting for a while and started to get worried.
Ever noticed that ever since the lady that could warp rooms came in here, we just suddenly walk into certain rooms without even trying? Is that some sort of after effect, or am I just going crazy here?
No, I think your mind is perfectly intact. Sounds like it's probably just some weird magic.
Just rooms shifting around like it's Tetris. Okay, that's normal. That's okay.
I mean, it's our normal.
Okay.
Ari will head over to Ira to give her a big hug and says, "You did fine."
Thank you. And you did a really, really good job too. I think Walter's right though. We got some loose ends to tie up now.
A lot of them.
Yeah, they'll stand up and they grab your hand.
Let's go tell Galewin what's up.
And they'll
That's gonna
head.
be pain. That's gonna be painful.
Oh, that. So they'll head over to where Galwin is located. It's like,
Galwin, we found the ring.
Yeah, and so like Galewin will be sitting at that table that was in the in the where we first met and Angela and such. He'll be sitting there just like reading, and he sees you, sees them approach, and then he says, you found them. Where?
It's in the Umbra.
Oh, did you have a memory or a vision of some sort?
Iron and I saw it. We were flying through the Umbra, kind of like a bird, like a hawk. And then as we were flying over the hill, we saw this lake, and we saw this really, really big house, like gigantic, like what you see in like a old what's those thing called? Dracula movie, but not so mean looking. It actually looked very nice. And then it's really huge, and instead there was a person in black robes, and the robes like covering their body, like they were mysterious, like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. And then we saw the ring. Oh, like Aragorn, he had the ring, and it was the same symbol as what was on Iris back.
Galewin looks at them. You see his eyebrow kind of raise a little, not quite rock status, but it raises a little bit up. And Galewin says, interesting story. I must ask, was there one ring in this vision, or were there
Just
13 rings.
just one. I feel like we were able to connect to it because of the fact the ring that they had was probably our I don't know, father.
Your ancestral birthright.
That. So that's why we could find that one.
On the bright side, we now know what the other people need people like you for, because you just kind of did it for them on your own time.
It's nice.
So was it, did you have a sense that the ring is safe, or is it something that we should go retrieve?
Oh, did we get time for like a vibe check? Did the dude underneath the Aragorn cloak seem evil or dastardly in some sort of way, or did they?
I would say based on what you saw, you don't know if if that's even truly a person. It could have been a statue. Like the thing doesn't seem to have been moving. They just seem to have been kind of sitting in what looks like kind of like almost like a throne, but also kind of like a large 3D like box. Not a perfect comparison, but it's kind of like that thing that you see like dolls are in. It's just kind of like that, but yeah, it's kind of like a large, box area that he was kind of seemingly sitting in, like a large chair, and the ring was on its finger.
Well, we can't tell. Well, it's hard to really see who that person was that has the ring.
I imagine that, so we have multiple angles, and if we do choose to go for the ring, then that could possibly take away from us planning to interrogate the mayor.
I think what we need to do is start to focus down on our objectives and figure out what order we would like to start knocking them out. I think that's going to help keep us all from feeling like we've been overwhelmed with a lot to do, because truth is, there is a lot to do, and we are still coming into our powers and figuring out how all of this stuff works. So it stands to reason that there's going to be plenty that we're not actually capable of doing right now. I mean, I think that Cleopatra and Nubia implied pretty strongly that going into the Umbra isn't something that we're going to be able to do anytime soon. We're just not powerful enough yet. So we can put both of those things sort of our trip to the Umbra on the back burner for now while we get stronger.
Well, we're not powerful enough. Diesel, maybe you have a connection with someone that is powerful enough.
Can we not try to get the rings out of the Umbra, because that seems counterproductive to what we are trying to do?
And I feel a little bit wary of letting Nubia specifically know about why I need her to go wandering around looking for a ring in the Umbra. That the more powerful, just like we were saying before, the more powerful people who know what's going on, the more we risk things blowing up out of our control. Keeping the circle small feels like the smart idea.
It's a good idea.
We also need to remember that these people are not our friends. The closest we got to our friend was Elijah, and the liaison for Elijah is gone. So we are technically on our own for some reason.
Well, let's start with what we can start with. Stuff that we know that we already are capable of doing, or at least provides a challenge that will help make us better, but not so much of a challenge that it will make us dead.
That's really good.
I'd like to live.
I just need
living's
to
pretty nice. Have you eaten anything? Have you eaten any real food today yet, Walter? Or have you only consumed caffeine, cigarettes, and a couple of pieces of chocolate?
No. Look, I had a I had a hard day, okay?
I feel like your hard day would be made better with actual food.
Okay, I'm gonna go get food.
Yes, please.
He's gonna go get food.
Why don't we all get some food? I think some food might help reset our brains a little bit.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I never want takeout. We could do takeout, right?
What do we want to do? Age-old question.
I think if I don't know if we're preparing for an adventure, maybe we should have a feast.
What's something you haven't had in a while, Gilwind?
I haven't had a nice salmon, a nice grilled salmon.
Let's do it.
Does
Let's get
anyone
ourselves
have,
a nice.
Yeah, is there anyone that has a fish?
That's rich
fish
people
allergies?
food.
You want to try some?
Fish? You never had fish?
No, that we just see that at like restaurant. It looks like I was like, we don't.
It tastes like tuna. That's kind of
a little bit. It's a little bit nicer than tuna, maybe. Do you want to try?
Do you want fish? Do you want fish sticks?
Well, we can do better than that. Let's have like a proper. Let's like get a really nice Italian place.
Yes, a feast.
How much money do you have?
And I still have some allowance.
I have a job. Technically, I get paid to do this theater stuff, so it's not a lot, but I get paid.
I mean, technically, I also have a job. I should start doing it.
We should maybe get jobs.
Can I work?
You can't work. You can't get a job.
I mean, not in the current day and age you can't, but you know.
A long time ago, you could have gotten a job, but then people realized that wasn't a good thing to do to young children, and now they can't get jobs. Your job is to be a kid and have as much fun as you can have.
And it's my job to go pickpocket people at train stations to make sure you can eat.
No, you know what? Maybe you should come to the coffee shop with me when I go on my date and see if they're hiring, Iron.
Is there a job I can do? Because I have, and kind of looks around. Would you believe me if I told you that I have a private investigator license?
I mean, no, it wouldn't. Why aren't you doing that?
Because it's difficult to get a job as a private investigator.
Why? People are constantly doing things behind other people's backs.
Oh, you mean that kind of private investigator?
Yeah, why don't you just do some mundane stuff?
I could do that. Paycheck would be good. I'm gonna run out of the money that Pandora left me anyways.
Theater kid on that hustle, y'all. On that hustle.
So our plan just got more complicated because it involves getting a job.
It doesn't have to be a full-time job. A part-time job works. It's what we do that helps us keep up appearances in the real world. One, because the sleepers are going to eventually start side-eyeing the group of wastrels living in an abandoned theater don't seem to have any money.
Wait, we can make jobs here. Sell movie tickets, and people can come watch movie, and then we don't have to work. We just press button, boop, and movie starts, and we make money.
Maybe instead of getting a job at the coffee shop, Iron, you could run a theater.
But you know that would require getting licenses for movies.
Wait, are you telling me that I can sit on my ass all day long and just watch movies and make sure that like nobody starts trouble? Because if that's what you're telling me, I need you to know I'm here for all of that.
We just have to figure out what the paperwork that's involved, and maybe we can magically fudge a few things here and there.
Do I get free reign of the concession stand?
I mean, if we do the paperwork right, you'll own this place.
Yes.
Mhm.
I accept.
Smart. I am smart.
Yes.
That being said, I don't think it's a bad idea for you to pick up some investigations. The reason why I say so, Walter, is because you having a private investigator license means that you can poke around in all kinds of people's business. Nobody will suspect.
Did you know that I'm legally allowed to lie if it means that I get evidence?
I did not know this, but like I said, there is you are invaluable in your ability to meddle in people's business and being able to get away with it because it's your job. So why don't you put those skills to work, Walter? Why don't you?
I mean, it didn't cross my mind because I was busy, but
Why don't we see if any of those conspiracies of yours hold any water?
Are you sassing me?
No, I am laying down the gauntlet, Walter. Do you accept my challenge?
Yes, I'll do my job.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So we make movie theater, make money, we watch movies and make money, and then we can eat salmon. And we're rich. Then we become eccentric, no longer weird.
We can have salmon right now. I'm gonna put in order for like a proper Italian feast. We're gonna have like cream sauce pasta and salmon and all kinds of delicious, yummy things.
As Diesel's saying all of this, you see like Iren's fighting back a little tear. She's just so happy. She's like, oh my God, this sounds amazing.
And I think we're gonna get some tiramisu too. Tonight seems like a tiramisu night. You can still have your coffee, Walter.
Yes. It's the proper way to start an adventure.
The hero's feast.
We cast level 5 spell. Oh man.
Yeah, Diesel goes in, like orders half the menu and like basically blows an entire month's paycheck on this dinner without telling anyone. They just have the charisma to like completely cover up the fact that like they majorly blew their wad, but they did it because it was worth it. It was worth it so that they could see the look on Ari's face when they take a bite of salmon for the very first time.
My cheeks hurt from smiling.
So this is what I will say to you. Looking at your current finances, I will say that Diesel could definitely do it. However, it is going to kind of effectively have you guys living poorly for the foreseeable future until you all do something to bring up your resources. Diesel does have a show, which I will say, based on some roles you make during that show, and assuming the show continues, and nothing happens, you will be able to earn some resources based on how well you do. But for the rest of you, so if you all do find ways to make money, your theater does have access to a few movies. The weirdo did let you know that he was able to set up some things for you, though they aren't new movies. They're kind of the classics, classic horror movies, classic movies that would be somewhat easy to have. So you do have a base that you can start from, and if you do decide to pursue that area, there will be some roles that will need to be made to see how well you can run a business and not do poorly. This won't be a business creation simulator, so it won't be too super detailed, but we'll see how well you all do and see if you get some more money. But for now,
I'm about to turn I'm about to turn all these people into like proper cogs in the machine. Just introducing Iron to the concept of work is just going to be an interesting prospect.
Okay.
Like, no, we don't pick that person's pocket. We take their money from them. We keep the money they give us. We don't take anything else.
And, Well, I think that is actually a wonderful moment. So, as you all are deciding on what you're going to do, you're able to get some food, and it is pretty good. You all are kind of taking the time to kind of decompress, let go of some of that stress that you hadn't even realized had been building, as you will have had a number of realizations. Thankfully, however, the rest of the evening will go pretty peacefully for you all, and you do have a bit of time just kind of bonding. And as the evening closes, I think that is a wonderful moment to end our story for the evening.
Not a feast. I love it.
No, that was awesome.
The traditional takeout. Just it seems like it's a second time or a third time technically this happened.
But not to this degree though. Before I think it was just Greek, like gyros or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, like shawarma is like the traditional, but like for a proper feast,
like this was like a full blown feast. Like
Yeah, this is the real.
like Aladdin,
like everybody went to bed with a food baby and like a carb coma for sure.
Yeah, the itis, the straight up itis.
You're right. That's right.
Oh man, so
Like we all probably slept better that night than we, but I guarantee you, at least one of us ate a little bit too much and ended up having strange dreams all night.
I'm being chased by salmon.
How much do you want to bet it was Walter and Ari having the weird dreams?
we already started our eating escapade with all the chocolate bars or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Like y'all had some strange dreams. Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you all so much for coming by, of course, and watching our watching this episode. Thank you again, Reed, for being such a wonderful storyteller. Your descriptions and illustrations is perfect. Thank you to this wonderful cast. You constantly make me laugh every single moment of the scene. And thank you, of course, to all of our viewers and subscribers, because, of course, without your support, we wouldn't be here. And we're very happy, and we look forward to see you all for episode 4 next week, starting soon. Farewell for now.